Hi everyone. What I normally do when I wake up in the morning is just, sit down with a cup of coffee and go through, all the news stories and whatever I think is funny or interests me. That's what, makes the cut for the day. And there's been a few stories this morning that have made me laugh. The story of cannabis dispensaries in Canada running out of cannabis within 24 hours of opening made me laugh. Obviously, Canadians have had a really good time over the last 24 hours. The story, there was a Girl Scout who set up a started selling cookies outside one of these cannabis dispensaries and sold out of her entire stock within an hour. That girl's going to go far. That made me laugh. But this one, about Tory MP Johnny Mercer, rather. This is just brilliant. It's from Huffington Post. Tory MP Johnny Mercer wouldn't vote for the Conservatives if he wasn't a politician. I'll read this. You're going to like this. Tory MP Johnny Mercer would not vote for the Conservative Party if he wasn't a politician, he has admitted. In an interview with Mercer, in which Mercer launched a number of attacks on his own benches, the former army officer told the House magazine he, quote, wouldn't go and vote if he left the military now. Just being honest, I wouldn't vote, the Plymouth Moor View MP said. Of course I wouldn't, no. Mercer, who won his seat from Labour in 2015, continued. If the situation was like it is now, I can safely say there would be absolutely no chance that I would try and be a member of Parliament. Branding the current administration a shit show, the 37-year-old told Parliament's weekly magazine, I couldn't describe them any better than that myself. The 37-year-old told Parliament's weekly magazine that the Tories have lost the ability to, quote, scrap for what we believe in, calling the Chequers Brexit proposal a classic professional politician's answer. And then there's this line, and this line, it really interested me. It doesn't make anybody happy, Mercer said. It's the ultimate in not making a decision. How many times have I said, since I started this channel in February, that all Theresa May is doing is kicking the can down the road with Brexit as far as she possibly can, because she knows as soon as she makes a decision, she loses power. And there is a Tory MP admitting it. Johnny Mercer. I'm going to remember that name. Meanwhile, he said it would take voters a generation to forgive the Conservative Party if its failings helped usher in a Labour government. I'm afraid that Jeremy Corbyn may be a nice chap, but him and more importantly his team in charge of this country would fundamentally change Britain, what it means to be British. I tell you what, he's just throwing out truth bombs all over the place, isn't he? He's right. Jeremy Corbyn would fundamentally change Britain. That's why people like me want him to become Prime Minister. Revealing that his ambition is to become Defence Secretary and have 10 years to rip apart the department to make it work for young people, Mercer said he is a patriot above anything. Him as Defence Secretary going on this, well, I've never heard of him before, I've got to admit, it's the first time I've really heard anything about him. I've heard his name, obviously, but it's the first time I've ever heard anything about him. Seeing him as Defence Secretary instead of Williamson, I'd be hilarious. He'd probably be calling Saudi Arabia head choppers. Oh dear. Mercer's fiery comments come on the same day that the summit of the EU leaders in Brussels ended without a major breakthrough on Brexit negotiations, with the issue of a border between Northern Ireland and the Republic remaining a major hurdle. During the key session at the summit, Theresa May refused to rule out extending the so-called transition period from 21 months to a full 3 years. We've had 2 years of Brexit, and now Theresa May wants another 3. Or up to another 3. She said it'll only be a few months. It'll only be a few months, this extra transition period. Pull the other one, Theresa May. Nobody believes that. It won't be 3 months, it'll be 3 years. Minimum. I'm going to be here with a grey beard and, a walking stick, talking about Brexit and the year 2047. Johnny Mercer, thanks very much for a laugh this morning. For once, a Tory politician has told the truth and is accurate in his description of his own party. It really is a shit show, and I'm glad Finally, a Tory MP has stood up and said what the rest of the country has been saying for the last 3 years. If you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and click the bell below so you get a notification of when I drop further videos. Independent voices like mine, I'm sure you're aware by now, are being censored across all social media platforms, so please like and comment on the videos. That really does help the channel out, and share the videos wherever you can to grow the audience. If you can, please support me on Patreon. You can do it for as little as $1 a month. I cannot do this without your help. I rely on your donations. Thanks very much for your support. It really is appreciated. Until next time, peace and take care.